Now Pilate says to the Jewish leaders, "You take him and crucify him. As for me, I found no basis for a charge against him." The Jews insisted, "We have a law, and according to the law he must die, because he claimed to be the Son of God." When Pilate heard this, he was even more afraid and went back into the palace. "Where do you come from?" Pilate asked Jesus. But Jesus gave him no answer. "Do you refuse to speak to me?" Pilate said. "Don't you realize I have the power either to free you or to crucify you?" Jesus answered, "You would have no power over me if it were not given you from above. Therefore the one who handed me over to you is guilty of a greater sin." From then on, Pilate kept trying to set Jesus free, but the Jews shouted, "If you let this man go, you are no friend of Caesar. Anyone who claims to be a king opposes Caesar." Well, we're on our morning walk. My dog's decided to sit up on top of the bank and just watch me today. It's a beautiful day down by the river Tawe. Well, today there are two questions actually. One is, where did you come from? And the other one is, don't you know I have power to take your life or to give you life? This first question, Pilate asks Jesus, where do you come from? It's genuinely, I guess, inquisitive. When did you appear? He'll have known that Jesus has been around for 2 or 3 years. He's in charge of the area, and the Romans were always watching for insurrection. Certainly the arrival of a very influential preacher, a teacher, miracle worker would get their attention. But he really wants to know, where are you from? Who's your clan? Who's your family if you're the king? Earlier on, the disciples, this was in the disciples' minds, and Jesus told them exactly where he was from. He was from God, and he was returning to God. He had come from his Father, and he was returning to his Father. But to Pilate, he said nothing. He didn't say a thing to Pilate. Isn't that fascinating? Who Jesus revealed himself to, and who Jesus kept himself from. To the one who acknowledged that he was a saviour and worthy to be king, he said where he was from and who he was. But to the one who denied he had any rights or powers, he kept quiet. And then the second question, do you not know I have the power? When he was frustrated, Pilate asked this question, don't you know that I've got power? I can take your life and I can give you life. To which Jesus answered, you only have the power that God has given you. In fact, Pilate had no power at all because he was scared stiff of the Jews. He was scared stiff. He was frightened out of his wits about what they would do if he did not hand Jesus over to him. Lots of people think they have power, but have no power. The only power we have is what God gives us. And we're required, as Pilate was, to use that power to God's glory. That's why the Jewish leaders, who knew so much, were under greater condemnation. And Pilate, who knew a lot less, was under less condemnation. Well, we have the power that God gives us, and we must use it to the best of our abilities, to his glory and honour. And we also know what Pilate didn't know, where Jesus was from. He was from heaven, from his Father. And we know where he's gone, to his Father, to heaven. We also know something else. We know that Jesus, if we trust in him, will never leave us or forsake us, for he is the King and the Saviour. Well, today, my little dog, waiting for me from this lovely path. May God bless you and keep you, and cause his face to shine upon you and give you peace.